Welcome guys. In this video, we will be comparing left fire button versus right fire button to see which one is better. I asked this question in my community post, and about 80% of you use the fire button on the left side, while only 20% have their fire button on the right side of the screen. So why does some players still have their fire button on the right side? Well, there are some advantages and disadvantages of using a fire button on the right side of the screen. So what are the advantages of having the fire button on the right side? So I switched my fire button from left to the right for about a day, and here's what I noticed. The first obvious one is, it's very easy to press the fire button. Maybe that's because I'm a right-handed, and I heard that using pistols and DMRs would be a lot easier with the right fire button. Which is somewhat true for me, because tapping continuously with the right fire button is so easy. Here is a side-by-side comparison of left versus right fire button tapping. I've been using left fire button since the beginning, and every time I tap, it shakes my screen, very unstable and uncomfortable to tap this fast. Whereas with the right fire button, you can tap much faster while being very stable, and it's also comfortable for some reason. I might actually switch my fire button to the right, not just because I can tap faster, but there are also a few more reasons. Many players say that switching to right side fire button will improve your close range, which is not completely true, but it somewhat helps you to get better at close range, and also you can do jiggle movement much better since you have more space to move your joystick. This is not completely true for everyone, but theoretically, when you have fire button on the right side, you can focus on your movements much better since your left hand has only one task, and it is the joystick movement. Suppose if you have your fire button on the left, then your left hand has to focus on two tasks, which are pressing the fire button and joystick movement. It might put some pressure, and you could mess up your joystick movement very easily because your left hand has to do two things. So by placing your fire button on the right, you will be balancing the work on your hands. Overall will give you better results. But now let's talk about the disadvantages of having the fire button on the right. The main disadvantage is if you have this kind of layout and you use your index finger for crouching and jumping, replacing the scope with fire button is not a great idea because you cannot fire and crouch or jump at the same time. There will be a gap or delay in between those actions. So you may have to swap your crouch and jump to the other side as well. This might work with some practice, but it's not ideal. If you're right-handed person, then your left index finger cannot handle 3 buttons as good as the right index finger. So it's not worth doing all this just to have your fire button on the right. The next disadvantage is that you might have to change your layout controls in order to fit in the fire button to the right side, and it's gonna take really long time to get used to it. It's gonna be really annoying when you accidentally scope in instead of firing. Another main disadvantage is that right fire button is mostly suited for gyroscope players only. If you're a non-gyroscope player, then having a fire button on the right might make it difficult to control the recoil and aiming. So now in the final conclusion, is it worth switching to right fire button? Well, yes, but actually no. If you have a layout that can easily be swapped in between scope and fire button, then maybe you could give a try to see if it actually improves any of your gameplay and makes it easier for you. So in end, it all depends on you. Anyway, that's all I got for this video. I hope you learned something new. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe for more upcoming videos like these. See you guys in the next one. Enjoy my bot gameplay.
Trapped behind bars, like I'm on Mars, scorching hot. Life can be hard, but it's what we do to get to the top. Yeah, yeah, yeah. heart.